Hello, everyone. Welcome here. Today, we are continue where we left off last week with my little trip on the island of Guernsey. Oh yes, I remember where we're at now. Okay, we're headed over to this tower because I felt like it, that's why. Okay. Is there anything interesting I can see from here? Not really. There's a guy who's not marked in there. Okay. Very good. Oh, fun. Well, this is an interesting place to be. Probably not a good one. Probably not a good one. Still, we've got a couple of places we can go from here without too much chance of being spotted. There he is.
Winged them. They're not dead yet.
Okay, well, he knows exactly where I'm at.
I better move.
Zusammenreißen.
Okay, well, that was stupid. Yeah, we're totally dead. Alright, well that was dumb. That's not what I wanted to hit. Alright. Where's that go? Isn't that where I just came out? No, that's down here. Where's this going? Interesting. Okay. Well, we need to go check this out. Okay, this definitely goes underground.
Grundgütiger.
Can't stay here. They'll find me.
Wrong damn button. There.
You're lucky
That
I
was
was
the right
feeling
button.
Wenn wir
non-lethal.
einfach nur Zeit totschlagen, kann ich mich nicht entspannen.
Okay. Silence Nambu. It's not terribly silenced, unfortunately. We probably can't go down these. Okay, there are a lot of guys down here. This isn't even marked as an objective, which is interesting.
Pressure valves. Place looks like it was built in a hurry. If I can overload them, I'd be able to collapse the whole facility on top of the prototype. Cracking prototype. A stealth-capable U-boat. I can't leave it or this facility standing.
Ich kann bestätigen, dass meine Mannschaft der Entdeckung durch mehrere Patrouillen in der Region entgehen konnte. Wir hatten keine Ahnung, was wir da waren.
Wunderbare neue Selbststände. All dies ist nur möglich. Dank der
Okay.
Anwendungsmöglichkeiten unserer neuen Allberichtplatten.
Looks like a normal U-boat to me.
Ihrer Fähigkeit, die Sonarfrequenzen der Alliierten zu zerstreuen und unseren kranken Prototypen unsichtbar zu machen, ist der nächste Schritt in der Seekriegsführung. Tests in unserer geheimen Anlage bestätigen, dass wir mit bestimmten Anpassungen auf jedes U-Boot
Prototype's waiting to be refueled and resupplied. Dropping torpedoes on an active fuel line should cause enough for an explosion to bring down the whole facility.
Well, I probably don't want to bring down the whole facility yet. Because I like to explore it for interesting items first. Pretty sure there's an objective over here too to deal with the Japanese officer we spotted earlier.
Wie ich in meinem Bericht erwähnt habe, mache ich mir Sorgen um die Haltbarkeit der Platten in großen Tiefen.
Das ist uns bewusst und wir befassen uns damit.
Meine Hauptsorge ist, dass diese Dinge abfallen und wir entdeckt werden. Ist so etwas möglich?
Die Kraft, die zum Entfernen dieser Platten nötig wäre, hätte Sie und Ihr U-Boot schon längst erledigt, Herr Kapitän Leutnant.
Warum müssen wir denn hier mit dem Rest der Insel
Ich will
Däumchen
nicht, dass die
drehen?
Männer nur wegen dieser...
Das Filmteam gab hier nicht mal in die Nähe.
Weil sie nicht wollen, dass das Geräusch des Nachtankens ihr Treffen überdeckt. Und wenn sie währenddessen auftauchen, kriegen wir noch lange was zu hören.
I don't like it that guy's coming this way, and I don't like it those guys will probably see me if I go up the stairs.
Torpedos können geladen werden. Diese verdammte
Screw it, we gotta go up the stairs.
Finde ich auch.
And he sees me
Okay,
anyway.
time to go.
Alright. Well, that was annoying. Damn it.
Einfach nur Zeitverschwendung.
I don't think I want to explore this down here yet.
Scheiße.
Yeah, there's no reason to search him because we already search him when you knock him out. Alright, we'll come down here later. I want to explore this tower first. Anyway. See if there's an entrance around the side here or something.
Was wohl daheim gerade los ist.
There doesn't appear to be. Well, there kind of is there, but it's pretty exposed. Okay. So the entrance is probably around the back. Which is also pretty exposed. Okay. Should be able to knock this guy out pretty easily. Wait for him to turn and walk away, and then we'll nail him.
They don't want the Kraken research falling into Allied hands. Their scuttle charge is set to bury everything in the event of an invasion. I need to find out how to set them off.
Like, there's a terrible place to try to, quote, hide, end quote, a body. Too much light. But out there is even worse, so... I might be able to shoot that light up. There's no reason to shoot down here when I don't have to. He's definitely gonna see that body. But he won't. Because I'm gonna knock him out right here. Okay. That worked out pretty well. Yeah, this could be a fun place to hang out during an invasion. Hello, Sealith. 49 whole entire
Interesting.
months. That is a considerable period of time, in case you hadn't figured that out on your own. In any case, Thank you for the description. Greatly appreciate it. Nice. There's an invasion phone up here. Let's go hide this body. Yeah, I had intended to start earlier today, but let's jam you into the corner a little better. Then I took a nap instead. Also, it was delayed by work-related things that were interesting enough that I didn't immediately run off to start stream. Basically, we're finally getting uptime monitoring for everything. And I'm writing the program to manage all that because the way we're doing it is a little weird. And there wasn't really anything existing I could find that did it the way we needed it done. It's a much more interesting thing to work on than what I've been working on recently, that's for sure. Alright, so those guys can just stay perfectly fine on their own. There's no reason to disturb them. Now we have to figure out how to get down in there. Also, I really want to be on the other side of this door, I think, but I'm not sure how. I don't know if that's a different entrance to this place, or if it is a different way out of this place.
Kraken prototype. A stealth-capable U-boat. I can't leave it or this facility standing.
I want to be up there on the top there, I think. But those two assholes are going to make that really difficult. So I don't think I really can. Okay, they're breaking up their little meeting in there.
Wie ich in meinem Bericht erwähnt habe, mache ich mir Sorgen um die Haltbarkeit der Platten in großen Tiefen.
Das ist uns bewusst und wir befassen uns damit.
Meine Hauptsorge ist, dass diese Dinge abfallen und wir entdeckt werden.
Shit.
Better move it.
Damn it. I really wanted to get a... No! This is before I went into the tower, isn't it? Yes. Damn it. Okay, well, we only discovered one thing of any use in the tower. And that was on the ground floor, so... Wait for that guy to turn around. Not that I think he would see us anyway, but safety first. Yeah, you didn't see shit, buddy. Those guys heard him, but that guy didn't. What? Is this game's... sound propagation? Oh, now that guy's alerted. Okay, well, screw this. Let's see if we can actually make it past that guy without being noticed. Without waiting. Yep. Okay, no problem. Wait for him to turn around.
Should keep them quiet for a while.
I wanted to do it all. Well, that's not really where I wanted to leave the body, but I guess it'll work. I'm gonna use the same plan I did last time. Wait for the officer to come in here. See if he comes down these steps or not. And if he does, we knock him out at the bottom. Well, I could really do without that. But we're in about the perfect place for it.
Interesting.
Get rid of this guy upstairs real quick. All right, now Traps? We can leave a trap or two on the stairs. Just in case a fun-loving individual decides to come up here and talk to us. And then we hang out upstairs. He definitely won't be able to spot us from here. Although if he calls the phone and finds out we are in here, Hello, survey. Let's make him feel a little bit of pressure. Okay. There he is. He just ran behind those bushes. I think I see movement there at the end of the wall. Yep. He's right there on the dirt road. Yep, there he is right there.
I see a sniper Jaeger. Things
That
just
should get him.
serious.
Yep. Make him nice and nervous. Damn it. Anti-camping is such a fun kill. Is this far enough? No. Well, we know he's not going to run up on us right away. Well, how far do I need to move? That far, apparently. He knows I could see him from that spot, which means he's probably going to immediately think of this tower. But I'm okay with that. Because if he doesn't know... Because, like, he knows I call the phone, and then shortly after that I marked him. So... there's not really a whole lot of places I could be. Maybe it could have been in that tower over there. But if I were him, I'd definitely be thinking about this tower. Which is good. We want him to know roughly where we are so we can ambush his ass at close range. Because that is how you play Sniper Elite, isn't it? After all, it's right there in the name. Close ambush at close range with an SMG Elite. Anyway. Hello, Poison. Welcome here. Wait, that's not him, is it? No, there's no way. Standing in front of the window like that's dumb. But there's a second guy down there, which is interesting. I didn't realize he was there. Okay. The scope flashlight certainly doesn't promote actual sniping. Well, it does if you have a rifle that's powerful enough to one-shot the dude. But the one I'm using not only has an incredible arc to its aim, but it also... oh, he's called the phone too. Dude, you knew where I was at. What did you think you were... Okay, whatever. I mean, I was either in this tower, I was in that tower. I think those are the only places that have a phone around here. I guess I could have been over by that phone. But really, these three places were the only places I could have been. And instead, he runs way over there and calls the phone again. I mean, sure, he's welcome to do that. There's only one way up it, and I'm at the top. So good luck. Oh no, my location will be revealed. What will I ever do? Should probably relocate so the camping thing goes away. Well, okay, that didn't work. But anyway. I wonder if he's figured out where we are yet. I think he kind of knows. I wonder where he is.
Neuer Befehler für den Jäger. Wo ist er?
Der Jäger? Hat sich hier gemeldet.
He's over there. What do you think he's doing? Do you think he's going to sneak up on me? Relocate or I will be tagged. Okay, well that's not very nice. I don't like going past the open door because he could be sitting at a long range trying to look through the windows, but I don't think he is. I think he was trying to flank this building and sneak up on me, quote, end quote. instead of running across the open fields, which, sure, okay, sensible. Yeah, I mean, avoiding the open fields is a perfectly sensible plan, but also... Dude. You're not going to get to me unless you come in here. And right now, he really doesn't seem interested in coming in here. I'm not entirely sure I blame him. I wouldn't be interested in coming in here either. However... if I were him, I'd go for that church. Assuming I had a high-power rifle. And try to see if I could spot me through that window if I tried to use this phone. There he is. He's being very cautious, which, good on him. It's very sensible on his part. I'm hoping he runs into one of the mines, because that'd be funny. But he probably won't. He'll probably stop to defuse the mines. Yeah, he's going to try to come through that door. When he tries to defuse that mine, I'm going to blow him to Kingdom Come. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. What is he doing? There wasn't a mine there. Or was that where I put that mine? I think that might have been where I put that mine. Okay. So he triggered the mine, but escaped. Oh, he's setting a mine of his own. Tricky bastard. Dude, I don't know where you think you're going. There's not an entrance over there. Did he just leave? Because, like, fair, but also... If he's running off to another phone to call, that'd be funny. Yeah, I don't think he's around. So... Let's replace the mine he ran into. Same spot and everything. He's got to be posted up somewhere, just far enough away that I can't see him. Anti-camping right here to cover the whole tower, wouldn't it? I don't think so. Well, let's find out. I think I can make it to the top floor. And have it go away. Okay, he called the phone. So I don't really care if it reveals my location again. But yeah, I can go up to here and it's still fine. Why'd he go all the way back to that phone again? You know what? Some things are just unknowable. I like this corner. It's a friendly, happy corner. For me. It's an unfriendly, unhappy corner for him. Maybe he's prepared. Maybe he's worried you were prepared to Faust his Panzer if he stuck around here. There is a chance of that. I don't want to blow myself up, though. Although there is one up there somewhere, I think. He's probably like, but I just checked that tower. How is he still in there? He can't possibly be in that damn tower. I was just there. There he is. It'd almost be funny to just avoid him. but I will not be doing that. Not directly, anyway. Okay. He's either defusing his existing mine or he's setting a new one. Okay, so he had a mine on those stairs earlier. Do you think he's going to notice that there's another one there? Because, I mean, if he does... Yep. He 100% noticed there's a fresh mine on there. Come on, wuss. He's gonna shoot it. Wow, what a wuss.
Not done yet, Jaeger.
He ran into the second mine I placed. While I was shooting at him. Requested a rematch? No way in hell, dude. That was very funny, though. Alright. Poor guy. I probably should have given him a rematch. Let him at least have a chance, but... I'm here
Time to relocate.
to crush invaders, not let them have a fair chance.
Sleep well. Nothing else to find.
Yeah, that was a very good call on his part to back up and shoot that mine. Honestly, he could have defused the mine, but then he would have been locked into the defuse animation, and that would have been a bad idea, because what would have happened would have been exactly what I was planning to do to him, which was just move forward a little bit and shoot down the stairwell at his ass. And he probably foresaw that exact thing happening.
Could be handy.
That guy was a lot better than most invaders we run into. He at least had some appreciation for his options. The problem is he didn't really have any good options there. It's like, he knew roughly, he knew I was in here somewhere, but he couldn't know where. So he was just kind of screwed.
They don't want the Kraken research falling into Allied hands.
One of the many
Scuttle
reasons I have
charges
no
set to
interest
bury
in trying to
everything
play
in the event of
Invader
an
in this
invasion.
game.
I need to find out how to set them off.
But anyway. I would rather not be the guy running into random mines. Probably his best option was just fling explosives into there. Yeah, but okay, the thing is, if I had been a little higher up on the stairs, or in one of the side rooms, or there's way too many places that I might have been that wouldn't have made that reasonable. I mean, he could have tried. It might have even worked. But, like, you're probably right that that would have been his best option, but it wouldn't have been a good option. He didn't have any good options. But at least he didn't come in just fat and happy like so many of them do. Now, if I had a really good rifle, I probably could have picked him off. when I first spotted him out there on the road. But my rifle is horrible at sniping, so there wasn't much chance of that.
The Kraken prototype, a stealth-capable U-boat. I can't leave it or this facility standing.
Ich kann bestätigen, dass meine Mannschaft der Entdeckung durch mehrere Patrouillen in der Region entgehen konnte. Wir hatten keine Ahnung, dass wir da waren.
Okay. Got all of those guys without being spotted.
Hier mit dem Rest der Insel Däumchen drehen.
We're immediately a much better place than we've ever been down here before. Yeah, I don't really have any interest in playing the invader mode because I just don't enjoy PvP. The reason I enjoy PvP here is because there's enough stuff stacked in my favor that as long as I don't do something stupid, I can usually win. Which means I can take people who do enjoy PvP and make them lose. And I am very much in favor of making PvP enjoyers have a bad day.
Ich will nicht, dass die Männer nur wegen dieser Wunderplatten nachlässig werden. Aber wie viele Geräusche werden davon überdeckt?
I know Crane likes the invader mode, but like everyone has their flaws. Also kind of like that you have a real challenge, you're being hunted by someone who might be competent and the rest of the game lacks. Yeah. There is that aspect of it. They mostly aren't. And even if they are, sometimes you just put them in an unfair situation and then there's nothing they can do about it. Wah ha 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 ha. Oh well, sucks to be an invader. Looks like things have pretty much stabilized. I don't know where that scientist is going to end up. We could probably snipe that Jaeger over there. This one's out of view. But I don't know if sniping that one would alert this one or not. So it's a little too dangerous. Yep, might. Because yeah, he's behind could probably shoot through that with armor piercing, but I wouldn't want to test it. That's the kind of thing where finding out you're wrong is painful. And therefore it's better just assume you're wrong from the start. Um... It's an awfully loud way to be wrong, too. Yeah, and right next to an elite, so... Okay, so those guys appear to not move at all, which is... I'm in favor of. These guys appear to have found their new permanent parking spots, which I'm also in favor of. I can probably snipe that guy and then go snipe this dude.
Prototype's waiting to be refueled and resupplied. Dropping torpedoes on an active fuel line should cause enough for an explosion to bring down the whole facility.
Alternatively, I can probably snipe that dude. And then this dude. Do I have any AP left for my rifle? Yes. Okay. So I'm much more inclined to try to shoot him through the underside of this with an AP round. Alright. What the hell is that? Really?
Hoffentlich geht.
Wasn't there an autosave at the invasion start? Yeah, this one. It was out of order, though. No, that's the 19th. Okay, there was an autosave at the invasion start, but apparently it doesn't actually go into my autosave list. How splendoriferous. I greatly appreciate having autosaves that I can only load once. Thanks, game. I like you too. Oh well, clearing this tower is fast. The slow part was because there was some dude who was running around and distracting us. Let's grab this paper before I forget about it.
They don't want the Kraken research falling into Allied hands. Their scuttle charge is set to bury everything in the event of an invasion. I need to find out how to set them off.
Okay.
This might come in useful.
I do really wish that this game had more, less buildings and more large outdoor areas. Because I don't really like their mechanics for sneaking around an interior. That other sniper game we played a little while ago, whatever the hell its name was again. Ghost Warrior Contracts 3 or something? That one... had the same issue in some ways. But in other ways it was a little better off. Because it did have those dedicated long shot areas that were parts of some missions.
Grundgütiger.
Runter! Sofort!
Be-
I tried to run in there to punch him out, and the controls didn't cooperate. I went to the wrong side of the door instead of the one I wanted to go on. Which is infuriating, because now we gotta do this again. One reason I don't like third-person games, their controls always feel iffy compared to a first-person game. But for stealth, third-person is a lot better because you can see around you more. So it's kind of a bunch of annoying trade-offs. Let's use our med kit to heal here, because he has a med kit on him as well as a bandage. Yeah.
This'll come in very useful.
Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Thief did have their first-person stealth, and it did work quite well there.
Looks useful.
Some of the first versus third person is probably developer laziness and stuff that makes it feel worse in modern games. Because a first-person game like this, they would really have to very solidly ground you into your body. And they have to give you good options to lean around corners so you can peek. Like third person, you can just peek by nature of being a third-person game. In a first-person game, you have to actually have some kind of peeking mechanic. Which I guess a lot of these games solve with the good old focus mode equivalent.
They don't want the Kraken research falling into
Which is
Allied
also a
hands.
case of laziness on the
Their
developers'
scuttle
parts,
charge is
because
set
they
to
should
bury
design the game to
everything
not
in
need
the event
that.
of an invasion. I need to find out how to set them off.
Yeah, I've never really played Arma, so I can't talk about that very well. Alright, I am done doing that tower. One way or another.
Keeps them out of action for a while.
Well, that's not really any better than laying in the middle of the room, but it's a thought that counts. Generally, third person is inferior to first person in a lot of ways that matter.
Warum müssen wir denn hier mit dem Rest der Insel Däumchen drehen?
Kraken prototype. A stealth-capable U-boat. I can't leave it or this facility standing.
Oh, damn it, those guys are leaving already.
Wie ich in meinem Bericht erwähnt habe, mache ich mir Sorgen um die Haltbarkeit der Platten in großen Tiefen. Meine Hauptsorge ist, dass diese Dinge abfallen und wir entdeckt werden. Ist so etwas möglich?
Die Kraft, die zum Entfernen dieser Platten nötig wäre, hätte Sie und Ihr U-Boot schon längst erledigt, Herr Kapitänleutnant.
Lärmdisziplin. Ich will nicht, dass die Männer nur wegen dieser Wunderplatten nachlässig werden. Aber wie viele Geräusche werden davon überdeckt?
Solange Sie sich an die Lärmdisziplin halten, sollte alles gut sein. Und Sie müssen sich
It's
keine
very
Gedanken
system
darüber
heavy with
machen.
multiple levels of lean, crouch, proneness. So much so you can also use head tracking with infantry. And it looks independently of a weapon aim. Yeah, that sounds like a control nightmare. Really? Okay, well. Get blown up. If he has any brains at all, he'll look down and see those when he comes down through there, but... Yeah, like good old just press Q or E to lean left or right. And the enemies can't see your head when you're leaning left or right to make up for popping your head around the corner. And or like I could see a modern game have a system where you have a handheld mirror you can stick around a corner. Where it's an actual mirror and then you can see. There he is. Come on, dude. You want to come down here. You really, really, really badly want to come down here. Failing that, you can call the phone and then come down here. Like, I'm totally okay if you go up there and call that phone. Is this perchance the same guy? I don't know. Did you see his name? Because this guy's a Dr. Monkey. I don't remember what the last guy's name was. I really should be paying more attention to invader names, just in case we see the same guy twice. This is kind of a diabolical hiding spot. There. Hopefully if he wants to defuse that, he either has to come in there to defuse it, in which case I pop out and shoot him. Or he has to line up with the door so he can see into that hallway to shoot it, in which case I line up and shoot him. If he comes from that way ever. I hope that he was going to that tower. He's going to stay in that tower until he can call the phone, and then he calls the phone, discovers I'm down here, comes down here, and gets blown up, because that'd be funny. But I hope almost as much that he comes down here, notices the explosives, drops a grenade down there or something to blow it up, then comes down here and I light him up with a submachine gun all the while on the ladder. Because that would also be funny. This would be a diabolical spot to a Panzerfaust. You're kind of right. I, however, don't have one. Panzerfausts are Crane's thing, and nope. Okay. Yep, he called the phone from in that tower. Just like I expected he would. I'm not moving. Because this is a great spot. And anywhere I move to is likely to be worse. Unless I get anti-camping trigger, in which case we'll go that way deeper into the facility. And then turn around and come back.
Wie ist den Kindern möglich?
He doesn't seem overly excited about coming down here, so... Oh, we don't even have to go very far to get rid of our camping thing here. I don't want to be so far over that I actually poke around the corner. There we go, that's good. He's probably trying to come from the other direction. If he assumes I'm staying down here at all. He might be waiting up there for me to come to him, which is not going to happen because he's supposed to be the hunter. I'm just here to ruin his day. So I don't really want to trigger the anti-camp because that tells him, hey, this dude's been in one spot for a while. He's probably sitting there waiting. Which is exactly the wrong message to send, I think, in this case. I want him to think that I might have moved or something, so he's less cautious when he comes down here. Come on. Although if he does call his phone a second time and discover I'm still down here, then we probably need to move. Because we don't want to be too predictable. Depends on which phone he uses if he calls a second time. If he calls a second time and he's got one of the phones way out there, then we're heading for the tower. If he calls a second time and he's in the tower, then we might just stay here. Because if he calls a second time and he's not in that tower, and he's far enough away that I can safely make it to the tower, then that just tells me that we can then sit up by the tower, watch the entrance to here, and nail him if he tries to come in. Maybe. I was watching a video some months ago of people playing Resistance. A pair of guys goofing around in campaign. And they were killing invaders by sticking the other person with a grenade and then having that person run up to the invader. Which is very silly. You could just go melee him if you were going to do that. Speaking of just melee him, we do have a bayonet on our rifle, so we could totally just melee him if you tried to come around any of these corners. And that would probably be funny. Well. Well. What are we waiting for? Because if he's waiting for me to come out, that's not going to happen. Oh, there goes anti-camp again. Not sure what the actual time interval on those is. I mean, it's probably smart of him not to come down here, but also... not going to make any progress unless you do. Because I'm not coming out. That's dangerous. There's scary people up there who might try to kill me. Was doing some quick leveling of something on Hydra, and the game bugged and left the whole squad permanently invulnerable for a couple of rounds. That's weird. I never had that happen before. That'd be much more helpful on, like, some Steel Path mission somewhere, but... What does this dude think he's doing? My location's been revealed. He's up there in that tower again. I'm staying right here. There will be zero movement. I don't know if he just ran all over the map and came back there, or if he's been hanging out up there as well. But, like, I'm not coming out. You're going to have to come in here after me, buddy. And if I'm not coming out that front path towards you, I would have to go out through wherever that leads. Which, I assume there's a second entrance somewhere to this. However, that area is full of dudes, so... Okay, there he is right there. He's finally decided to come in. He's being suitably cautious about it. Which, sure. You do you. So I'm curious what's going to happen when he gets to this ladder. Is he going to look down there and see the explosive, or is he going to get on the ladder and then see the explosive? If he gets on the ladder and then sees the explosive, I'm going to pop out and shoot his ass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw the explosive. Chucked a grenade down. That blew all that shit up.
No way that killed them. It's not over yet.
There wasn't much he could do there unless there was a back entrance, in which case he could have took that, in which case it wasn't going to help him out either. He stole my TNT. Can you believe it? For some reason he didn't ask for a rematch. Not sure why not. I mean, I had fun. Okay, so if that scientist walks a big loop here, then we'll wait till he gets over here and grab him. All these guys are completely unfazed by the explosions inside the tunnels they're in. That definitely wouldn't have been loud. Yeah. Explosion down here would just... Loud, I don't think would quite describe it. There would be some loss of energy going around corners and stuff. But also these passages would just focus the sound. The pressure wave would definitely thump pretty hard down here.
You're lucky I was feeling non-lethal.
There's no reason we can't just leave the body here, I don't think. And there's plenty of reasons why I'd probably want to.
Prototype's waiting to be refueled and resupplied. Dropping torpedoes on an active fuel line should cause enough for an explosion to bring down the whole facility.
Okay, so last time when I did get spotted, I did shoot this dude. And on armor piercing, it probably doesn't matter, but that guy did see, but we got him probably before he made too much noise, I hope. Yeah, nobody else seems to be alerted. Okay, good deal. There's the torpedo they were talking about, I'm pretty sure. There's supposed to be scuttling charges in here too that we can set off. So I might want to look around for those.
Can't find anything else.
Load standard ammo in the carbine. Is there anyone else down there? Don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't want to go down these the slider over here. Not unless we take that guy out first. Which I probably could do. Let's not for now. There's something beeping over there, I think. All right. We're going to go down over to that door over there. Okay, there's the fuel pipes, which they just left hooked up for some unknown reason. That's totally something you would do.
Nothing else.
Okay. Don't think that guy will be able to see me anywhere along here. Yeah, no, we're good.
Controls for the torpedo loading mechanism. I can move them above the U-boat with this.
Okay. If I wanted to take that path, I could. Yeah. I kind of want to see what other options are available. This would be an easy one. I probably also need to go out the other side somewhere and turn on fuel, though. Also, there's got to be a workbench down here somewhere. And there doesn't have to be, but I'd be very surprised if there wasn't. That was kind of a dumb shot, honestly. If I'd missed that, it would have been very bad for me. That officer there, we could easily just grab from behind if we went around to the other side, which we're going to do right now. You know, completely buried under the ground submarine pens like this are really prominent in fiction. I wonder how many of these were ever actually built. I assume there had to be some, like they can't be completely made up out of whole cloth. But like, I strongly doubt that an actual dug into a cliff face submarine pen was ever anything common.
I think I've grabbed all I can. I'd better go somewhere else.
That was stupid.
Komm raus und kämpf wie ein Mann! Du
That was really stupid.
Das läuft nicht gut! In Deckung! Finden Sie heraus, woher diese Schüsse kommen!
Okay, those guys just spontaneously spawned out of nowhere, which I don't appreciate. Yeah, this is the latest one. Oh, I'm sure there was a few, but I can't imagine it was incredibly common. Dude. Where are you going?
Prototype's waiting to be refueled and resupplied.
Of course, as soon as I get a view on him, he moves again.
Cause enough for an explosion to bring down
Bastard.
the whole facility.
Mal irgendwo stationiert sein, wo es schön ist.
Hopefully none of those guys in there saw that. Somebody definitely saw that because they're blowing a whistle. Damn it, he's waking that dude up. Alright, got them all. And no one from over there heard a thing. Somehow. Unlike last time where magically the whole room turned red when I screwed up like that. Also, I think there were some submarine pens built. There were just large concrete structures. But I don't think they were even this large, really. Oh, maybe they were.
Controls for the torpedo loading mechanism. I can move them above the U-boat with this.
Alright, well I wanted to explore on this side a little bit. Now it's available to do so. MP44, some shoe mines. Bit of ammo. Okay, we came in over here. This probably exits over here if I had to guess. Straight up open top trench up there. Suppose you had to get air in somehow. Okay, there's the back entrance. And yeah, that does come out up here. That's the vehicle entrance. Okay, that's cool. Cause yeah, there's where we just were a minute ago. Right over there. There were some that were pretty huge concrete. Looks like Croatia and Montenegro both had dug in tunnels. Much more cut into the rock for those. Lorient and Kiel had massive above ground concrete structures. Okay, that's kind of cool. I figured there had to be some amount of actually existing for such things. I was just really curious as to how much it would be. I suppose it depended on if they had someplace that they could easily dig into without serious problems. Like, tunneling's not cheap. Especially when you're digging a giant room.
find here.
But if you've got a spot where you've got some nice sea cliffs that aren't smacked by waves too hard, something like a lot of covert U-boat resupply would have happened at sea anyway. I think if I was looking for a place to build U-boat pens, I'd be looking for a spot with relatively soft rock, but not like super soft, just kind of, you know, nice limestone cliffs. Relatively sheltered. For obvious reasons. A nice bay or something where the water doesn't have huge waves. And then, not too tall. About, you know, a little bit taller than how tall you wanted the U-boat pen to be. And then you could just dig in from above to the depth you wanted it, pour your concrete, and fill the top back up with a mix of concrete and whatever stone you just dug out. And then put a few feet of fill dirt over top of it. Plant grass. Ta-da. There you go. All the benefits of having a cave. None of the drawbacks of having to build a cave. Okay, there's got to be a workbench in here somewhere.
Wie streng geheim kann das sein, wenn die das jederzeit in die Luft jagen können?
Single. Die Tarnungsrüstung darf den Alliierten nicht in die Hände fallen. Fischer lässt hier alles hochgehen, wenn es sein muss.
Mich interessiert einzig und allein diese Befehle.
Tja, wenn die Alliierten großer Zahl auftauchen.
It's probably where we turn the fuel on back here.
Oder Befehl gegeben wird, alles
Dropping the torpedoes down won't do anything without the fuel lines running.
Yeah.
Time to refuel the prototype.
And then anywhere where you didn't have any cliffs to dig in, or, you know, to dig into from above. Like I cannot imagine that any of these were actually dug into a cliff from the side. Because the amount of work that would have been required for that, it's completely unreasonable. But I could totally see dug in and reburied. That would be completely reasonable and pretty cool, actually. But anywhere where you didn't have a place where you could easily dig in and then rebury, you would have to build a freestanding structure. And freestanding structures designed to defend against bombs and hold
Wenn wir einfach
U-boats.
nur Zeit totschlagen, kann ich mich nicht entspannen.
That would be pretty large. And it's surprising how large of infrastructure you can build if you can just give an order that it be built and expect it to actually happen. Okay, I'm really surprised there wasn't a workbench somewhere in this area because of all the... It would fit right in with all the stuff down there, but I guess not. So there's supposed to be scuttling charges in here, according to what we heard elsewhere. And have free labor from a bunch of French guys? Yeah, it's not like they were doing anything anyway.
Verdammte Lüftung! Schnell wurde das hier hochgezogen, wenn das das Beste ist, um die Maschinen am Laufen zu halten.
Baumann macht sich ständig Sorgen darum. Wenn es
Or if
nicht
they
seine
were doing
Standards-
anything, it wasn't very important. It was just, you know, French stuff.
Was? Was machen wir dann überhaupt hier?
Immer mit der Ruhe, der übertreibt nur. Irgendein Idiot müsste schon die Druckventile überlasten, damit das überhaupt möglich ist. Und selbst dann wäre eine große Explosion nötig.
Okay, well here's the second way to take it out,
Na, da
probably.
müsste ja alles in Ordnung sein. Die Engländer werden uns ja nicht plötzlich bombardieren oder so.
But even if you didn't have donated French labor, it's usually wouldn't be that hard to get the labor you need to build stuff. You just are willing to shit the money out. The amount of money the government has in general is kind of insane. And they waste a lot of it. So if a little more effort was put into, you know, not wasting all that money and actually using it for useful things instead, then you can get a lot done, turns out. Alright, I'm going to go for probably this top thing here. I don't know if this is a good idea, but here we are. Actually, I do know a very good idea. This area can't be seen from the side. So if I hang out right here, we can see that door. We can't see the other entrance, but we can see that door. And we can go that way to go get away from camping. And while they could shoot us through the floor, that would require them to identify that we're here. Which I'm sure they will do eventually. I don't like where that's placed. That's much more unreasonable, but also... No. It's probably a bit too visible from below. Okay, that's much more likely to nail them for sure if they come up here. If I hang out over there and then run over to here once they call the phone. I don't have AP on the submachine gun anymore. Depends on how far they're willing to believe I've gone. Okay, now we're waiting for a phone call. Might as well mark that guy because we can see him from here. Okay. He's close. That's fine. It's going to take him longer to get up here than it will take me to get over to here. So my marker will be over there. He should be able to tell I'm not actually there once he gets in here. So now the question is, is this too obvious? If I were him, you could not pay me to come in this entrance. However, there's another entrance over here that you could totally come in through. That brings you out to like right here somewhere. Over there somewhere. And he could just be a dumbass and come down this way. So we need to keep our eyes out. Okay, where was that? Yeah, it was in the tower. That's what I thought. We're getting a lot of invaders today. Did I see a glimpse of movement in that door? I might have, and that concerns me because if I did... Yeah, he's right there.
Get to meet a sniper who can beat me at my own game.
Okay. Easy game. Let's go back and get our mine. I thought I saw a flicker in that doorway. I don't know if he thought he knew where I was. And then I thought I saw another flicker in that doorway, and I was like, he's got to be in there. So I moved over a little bit, and then I could see him. And that was far enough away that focus mode wouldn't tell me anything, so I could have got his ass fully on authentic. No focus mode cheating required. All right, how do I want to blow this place up? I think I want to go back over to there and discover the third way properly. Recommend using explosives? You say the legend grows, but I did die to an invader earlier today, Sealith. Which is like the third one, I think. It was mostly me having a giant skill issue, but... We were over at that tower, which I guess is over there. And I was hiding in the weeds. And he ran past in front of me, and I shot at him and missed all but one shot. It was at the very beginning of the stream. So I lit him up and missed all but one shot. Then I sat there for a second, and I was like, you know, I really probably shouldn't sit here because he knows where I'm at, more or less. So I turned around to run down to get to a different spot of weeds. And the officer who patrols in and out of the mouth of this bunker, I didn't even realize this bunker was here. I hadn't noticed it yet. But the guy who patrols in and out of the mouth of this bunker spotted me moving down there and started shooting me, and that was the end of that. If I hadn't taken those shots at the dude and just let him run into the tower and waited till I had a more advantageous shot, I might have got him, but... I probably want to use the pistol for this.
Better move it, or I'll be discovered.
Well, screw you. How'd I miss... Well, here they come.
Pressure valves. This looks like it was built in a hurry. If I can overload them, I might be able to collapse the whole facility on top of the prototype.
Is there a guy I don't know the location of? Oh, those guys came in from behind. Okay, I thought they were coming down. Well, that didn't work out. I should have loaded normal rounds. Wait, I have armor piercing. That'll work better against their helmets. Okay,
Pressure
much
valves.
better.
Place looks like it was built in a hurry. If I can overload them, might be able to collapse the whole facility on top of the prototype.
Okay, there's one pressure valve. That guy's not marked. Go correct that real quick. Oh, here's a safe. Some documents. You don't have to stick yourself to the table.
They cut corners to build the test site in time. Overloading the engine room should bring the whole place down.
Okay. That's where that comes out then. I think that's the second pressure valve. I strongly doubt there's any way to actually, quote, bring the whole place down, end quote, because this game usually doesn't block off sections of the map. Really? Okay. Yeah, I do want to try to use the scuttle order. So I need to figure out who Captain Fisher is. He might be the guy who's still in the office over there. Or, I don't know if I checked the officer who was standing down there. Oh, I can see him through there, but I couldn't see him through the other one, huh? Sure. Doesn't appear like anyone heard that.
Site commander keeps the scuttling order code in his safe. Need to get my hands on that code.
Yeah, we're gonna use the scuttle order. Well, this would be a good thing to take a picture of. Alright, I think this way would be the closest way to get over there.
I've got the code. Now to send the scuttle order and bring this whole place down.
Okay, it's sent from his escape tunnel. Emergency exit bunker. It must be this bunker right here is what they're talking about. Probably in that corner room that had an officer in it.
Alarm! De Dunkelsunde. Die Alliierten dürfen unsere Technologie nicht erhalten. I've done what I came here to do.
Okay.
But I can't
Shockingly,
cross
they
the
actually
channel
do
with
block
mirrors
that off.
still active.
Okay. Well, I hope there wasn't anything down there that I missed. Alright, what have we discovered as far as workbench positions so far? Just that one? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one in this munitions bunker. There's probably one over here somewhere. Maybe. That gives the best option for a way to kill a Jaeger. I wonder what would it instantly kill them if you blew the bunker up while they're down there? Because that would be really funny. It would probably work best in co-op. Have somebody down in there camp until it triggers the camping alert thing. And then move out through one of the entrances while someone else is sitting outside here in a bush waiting to go in and trigger it. And then the guy inside, as soon as the camping ping goes off, he escapes through the other entrance or something. Hope the dude goes in one of the entrances to check it. You'd watch both of them. Once you spot him going in, then you wait for the right moment and kaboom. It would take a lot of finicky messing about to make it work, but if you could pull it off, yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, can I go this way without the guys who are doing target practicing up there noticing me? Maybe if I stick really tight to the edge here. I think I'll be fine. Okay.
Pretty well-armed checkpoint for a tank depot. Must be getting close to the Kraken site.
Well, about that. I kind of already got close to the Kraken site, and I kind of already blew it to Kingdom Come. So... However, Tank Depot has me a little bit concerned. There it is. There is indeed a tank in the Tank Depot. Who could have seen that coming? We'll have to AP ammo that to make him no longer mobile. Wasn't there a guy I spotted moving around over there somewhere? There's a dude. Okay, unless there's like a workbench down here somewhere, which I wouldn't really put past them, there's probably not a reason to go poke the tank. But I have no idea what's in this building here beside me. I'd really like to get over to that patch, but I don't know if it's safe to go through here. Like that guy. He's not really looking this way. And the farther I get that way, the safer I'll probably be. If we snipe this dude, we could probably sneak down there behind that, blow it up. But like, do I have to? Is it a good idea? Probably not. Also probably not. This way doesn't go anywhere that I'd want to go. It might just be better to turn around and go out of here over to there. There's probably some documents or something down there. That I might want to get. I think we will at least shoot that guy out of the tower and see if I can make it into there. Or more up to there more so I can see down into here. So we'll wait for him to walk back here to the steps again and it looks like there's an anti-tank weapon in there we could shoot the tank with if we really wanted to badly enough. Okay. Somebody thought they spotted something. Not sure what they thought they spotted. Because they don't know I'm over here. Or don't even have a clue I'm over here. Did somebody see that guy go down? Must have. Okay, the tank's calmed down already. Means the rest of these guys should calm down pretty quick. Could wait for him to duck down and shoot him. Surely nobody would see that. However, there's a whole world of possibilities in between. Surely no one would see that, and definitely no one would see that. So let's just keep it nice and calm. Great timing, dude. Great timing. I'd really like these guys to calm down now. I do like this position, except for, you know, the tank part. That's one way to calm him down. The tank was looking the opposite way, so I figured it was safe. There he is. I don't like my chances of making that shot. Okay, so we know the dude's over that way. He's probably heading to that tower to call the phone. So... where do I want to go? He might have been tricked into thinking I was at the tower by this guy running around and looking over that way. There he is.
I've got you now, Jaeger. You gave it your best shot.
Hell no, I'm not doing a rematch. Oh, we get the cloth barrel wrap. That's cool. I'm just going to resume because things are still going great. He must have ran that way a little bit and then turned around and came back. That was another case where focus mode didn't help me at all. Like, focus mode's super useful when you're in a building, but as soon as you're outside of a building, yeah, it's useless.
Think I've grabbed all I can.
Because the range is so short. At this point, the only guy left here is the dude in that tower over there, and we could snipe him pretty easily. And then I could go down and blow that up and have free reign in this area. So let's do that. Okay, the tank's calmed down. We gotta get down to right behind the tank. Please look away. I'd really like to get farther away from that explosive. Thank you. Wait, that didn't kill it? Also, it's still white? Okay, there was a dude that was previously missed. I don't know where he's going, but... Oh, he's coming up here.
Time to relocate.
Der bringt uns alle um. Das war's. Wir werden sterben.
Stop yelling when you're down already.
Nothing else to find.
Also, that went briefly red and now it's back to white again. Tanks really are not very observant. I'm okay with this. Alright. Well, let's see if we can get that rocket and blow this thing up properly.
Hands are fast. It's going to get loud.
Alright, do I want to try to drop it on its back deck? I think I do. Alright, we should have all the time in the world to check this place out now. I'm really surprised the satchel charge didn't do it, but that's good to know for the future. don't plan any super risky missions to get close to a tank to set off a satchel charge in the hopes that it will take care of it permanently. Because it won't, apparently. And for all that, I will not be rewarded. Because I think this little base here is strictly to guard the entrance to that sub-pen. Boo. Okay, well. Guess we want to go over here next. Pretty sure we saw a Japanese officer over there earlier. You really need to keep your eyes out for the third eagle.
Was? Ist weg!
Okay. Let's move that body someplace a little bit less blindingly obvious.
Can't find anything else.
Problem is, there's really not anywhere that's not blindingly obvious around here. Okay. Wait for him to get a little farther, then we'll go around that way and see if we can nail him. Preferably without being spotted by somebody down there. This part's dangerous. Okay. I don't see anyone in that garden, which does not really guarantee anything, but nope. There's a dude. Saw a bit of movement. I think we're going to go over to that patch of weeds next. Keep working our way around. A bit of good cover to bit of good cover. This guy might be the only person patrolling the garden here. I don't know of any actual objective here yet, but I'm sure there is one. And if there isn't, then it's a good spot to hide things like workbenches. Having the Japanese here makes you want to get a hold of one of their weapons and then only shoot that throughout. Make your point to avoid killing any of them. False flag it. I'm not sure if the forensics tech would be there in World War II to make that reasonable. There was some kind of metal or something for using a Nambu for something. I don't see anything there. Maybe not. I'm not sure what the thing for the kill objective is here. Not Nambu. What do I call it? I missed that damn officer. Oh, come on. There we go. Finally. Good things come to those who wait, I guess. Okay, we can't go that way any farther, really. We'll wait for this guy to turn, and then we'll start heading back the other way and go around that way. Yeah. Okay, we can climb up into that window from here if we wanted to. Maybe later. The thing is, single gunshots are not really that identifiable. They kind of are. A lot of characteristic weapon sounds are a composite of the sound of the shot and the sound of the cadence and stuff from automatic fire and things like that. So it'd probably be identifiable, even without just the shot sound. I don't remember what caliber Japanese used for their pistols. That would be a big determining factor. If it's a little anemic round versus a... but then once again, as soon as you start getting any kind of cover between you and the sound, then you start masking the details of it until eventually it just becomes an unidentifiable gunshot shaped noise. This might be dumb, but I don't think he's going to look this way in time to spot me. Like a flare gun. Suppressed K98 with subsonic rifle ammo beside it. Might be pretty quiet. Ultimately, there's nothing up here I really care about, though. The flare gun could let you do something funny, but... I think it's really funny how in the last few years people have finally started admitting that the Thompson sucked. There's the safe for this key. Let's go ahead and move this guy farther into the house this way. Put him here in the end building. Because for many years, you were not allowed to mention how the Thompson ergonomics were ass, and it may have had some few questionable design decisions and things of that nature. Okay, that's not an invasion zone. I don't want to be inside this building during this. So let's make our way over here to the grass. All right. I have no idea where this guy could possibly be, and he has no idea where I could possibly be. There's no invasion phones near me. It's about the best I can do at this point is sit real still and scan the horizon looking for movement. And hope he moves someplace where I can see him. Also, for years, people insisted that the Blishwalk did something. Some people still do, but it's pretty easy to find actual side-by-side tests now that demonstrate that no, it really didn't. I kind of like this spot because there's lots of grass patches around here. And I can move to other grass patches anytime I like. As long as no one happens to be looking this way right now. There is, of course, always the possibility that you just insta-die out of nowhere because they happen to have a window that looked onto that section of grass you were hiding in and scanned over it and got a little flash of marking. But I do have one thing in my favor. It's going to be very hard to line up on me from any kind of range without marking me. Because of authentic sniping. You know, you could really put together a real set of no-win difficulty options for invaders. Like, this would be a good start. But also turn on the minimap. And then you'd be able to see their direction during focus mode. And at that point, you'd have a massive advantage. He is.
Need to finish the
Ambush
job.
predator, best predator. Damn it. I didn't mean to alt tab, I meant to just tab. But I hadn't let go of alt all the way first. Alright, well. That was easy. Yeah, I thought it crashed for a second too, and I was like, no, it's still there on the thing. And I had the little clue to what might have happened in that I had just tried to alt tab, or just tried to press tab. Whereupon it became pretty obvious that what had happened is that I was still holding alt button and hadn't thought about it. Oops. Alright, well, sucks to be that guy. There's not really a whole lot he could have done there. He just got really unlucky. And I just got really lucky. Because how's he have any clue I was there? I don't know if he could have called the phone yet or not. Maybe he could have. Expressed K98. Don't want it. I figured there'd be more people here, but I guess not. Place is really abandoned. If there was a Japanese officer here, I don't think he's here anymore. Damn it. I wanted to check that collectible. I suppose I could go do it now, but now it's not worth it because I'd have to go through menus and all that bullshit. Okay, well. Also, focus mode got stuck on. Interesting. Suppose it's nice to know this game doesn't re-pull the keyboard when you tab back in. Like it should. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be anything here at all. which is a massive disappointment. Over here is where we disabled that tank. Yeah, okay. We've been to this tower. So we've been to pretty much everything this way. Which means the other 2 workbenches have got to be back here. We found 2 of the eagles, so the other eagle's back here somewhere for sure. Okay. Yeah, everyone else around here is unconscious in the bushes. Okay, over here is the entrance to the underground hospital that we're supposed to check out. Which was the, what do I call it? The cover for the submarine pen that's over here. Yeah. I remember I was up there somewhere, shot an invader down here somewhere. So do I want to go through the underground hospital? I probably should. There's probably stuff down there I need to find or something. Documents or who knows. That or at least lead to somewhere where I need to go. Alright, well, it is 10:30. So I think we are going to go ahead and save the game here. And we will continue this tomorrow. Conveniently, playtime for the save gives the date the save was saved, which is also available here instead of, telling you how many hours you've been in the mission. If it did tell you how many hours were in the mission, it would probably say many. But it feels we've been in this mission for a long time. It feels like the mission should almost be over, and I'm pretty sure we're only about halfway done. But anyway. Oh, playtime, 207 minutes. I assume that's without saves. Yeah. Oh well. That, and the fact that the game is locked up on trying to quit is a problem for future Milo. Guess I'll have to go in and kill it again. I don't know why some games do that when they close. They just lock up hard. Not the whole system, but Steam. There's definitely something weird going on with some. It's probably a Proton thing. But it's definitely not all games either. Oh well. Tomorrow, is Sunday, I shall try to get started earlier because I want to play more Sniper Elite. And we didn't actually get that much played today. It was only a 3-hour stream. But anyway, we will see. Monday, of course. If I start late, just play late. Nope. Yeah, it's just not a good idea for a variety of reasons. And yes, I know I'm going to stay up probably far later than 1 a.m., but that doesn't matter. Yeah, Monday, Crab Champions. There was an update yesterday. I don't think anything happened since then. Yeah, no. That's fine. Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll probably do some Warframe. I have a few quests to do still. We have some gear to level. We have plenty of more gear to grind out. All kinds of things like that. Then Thursday, we will continue with our scenario in Zoo Tycoon. Hopefully unlock the first mystery animal. We have a whole year of game time, which I don't remember how many minutes that was again. But anyway, we have a whole year of game time of literally just sitting around. The objectives are already completed. We just need to wait for the time to run out. So I'm sure that'll be very exciting. But that should mean somewhere in the middle of the stream, we'll be able to start the last of the base game scenarios. This time with a mystery animal. And then Friday, some EDF. Continue fencing about. And then next Saturday and Sunday, I cannot imagine that I will somehow finish the game tomorrow, so more Sniper Elite. But anyway. For tonight, though, let's see. Is anyone actually doing anything tonight? It does not appear to be the case. Okay. Well, then, I don't think we'll raid anybody tonight. We've had a nice run of available raid targets, and I guess everybody has weekend plans or something. How boring. In any case, hopefully I see you all back here tomorrow for more Making Invaders Cry. And I will see you all later. Good night and goodbye.